Hi everyone, I'm Oliver McCabe, whole food chef, nutritional therapist and the author of the Feel Food Cookbook, and you're welcome to my back garden kitchen. Hi everyone, welcome back. Oliver McCabe here, author of the Feel Food Cookbook and nutritional therapist and whole food chef. Today I'm going to show you how to do a healthy dinner, really easy recipe of mine. It's called Coconut Grove Chicken Curry and I hope you like it. It's got lots of lovely veg as well and very colourful, lots of nutrients, and I think this is something you can do yourself and for your family. Okay, so first of all we get a large pot like so, like a stewing pot, and we're going to place it onto a medium heat like so, and then I like to use coconut oil. I like to use organic extra virgin coconut oil. You could also, if you like, use olive oil, but coconut oil is an excellent oil for frying or high temperature cooking because it doesn't turn into a bad fat. Okay, so pop that in. You could also use rapeseed oil. We have lots of lovely Irish rapeseed oil. Preferably I like to use organic. So we have about a tablespoon and a half of the coconut oil there, okay? So basically coconut oil is this ingredient that can also be used in its raw state. Some people even clean their teeth. It's called oil pulling, and I know. How zany is that? Have you ever done that, Kaz? No? It's really interesting. You kind of use a half a teaspoon of the raw state of the coconut oil and you swirl it around in your mouth because it actually melts quite quickly, but you don't swallow it, you just swirl it around in your mouth and then you spit it out, okay? Maybe swirl it around for about a minute and then you spit it out. So that's one way of using raw state coconut oil. Why? Because it's antibacterial. So obviously in its natural state like that, it's something interesting maybe to use when you're washing your teeth, etc. Okay, so the oil is melting there. Do you want to come in to maybe get some close-ups? And then we're going to add the onion. We've one large chopped onion. We're going to fry these off. So onion is also a natural antibacterial, and it's got a nutrient in there called quercetin, which works really well for hay fever. And this time of year, we're in May now, coming into summer, you know, there would be a lot of people who would have hay fever. So onions is a good food to use. Like, we don't usually make too many soups and stews this time of year, but you can see why your parents would use onions or leeks or scallions, spring onions, red onions, because they do have an antibacterial quality as well, which obviously during these times is very important for your immune system to fight off any germs, etc. Okay, so they're frying away nicely. So we're going to saute these, which usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes, and just keep stirring. Obviously when you chop an onion you need to peel it, so maybe ask your parents to help you, to assist you with peeling an onion, okay? Maybe we'll do another video again on how to peel an onion and cut it properly, finely chopped, okay? Always be careful of your fingers. I'm more into stirring, to be honest. Aren't you, Kaz? Alright, so that's sauteing away. I've turned it up to medium heat there. And then we're going to add some chicken to this. So I've used Irish chicken from my local butcher, and as always I've bought all my ingredients locally in the local independent food stores. And I'd like to thank again the Punnet Health Food Store. It's an independent health food store in Glasgow for all this lovely veg here today. And I'd also like to a special thank you to my friend Linda O'Reilly, who helped me today with some of the food prep. She's been an amazing neighbour and a good pal. And during these times, it's always lovely that everyone's supporting one another. And this is a gorgeous dish that can be shared. If there's enough at the end of your meal, you can leave some for someone else maybe. Now we're going to add some chicken. So I've used 3 Irish chicken breasts, free range. And I've just chopped them up into small pieces. Usually when you chop them up into smaller pieces, it will cook much quicker. And try not to get your fingers onto the chicken. Again, ask a parent to assist you with chicken food prep, okay? Because we don't want any bacteria from the chicken onto your fingers. It's very important you wash your hands immediately in hot water and soap, as you are doing anyway when you go out and about, etc. Do the happy birthday twice. The same when you use raw meats or fish, always. Any food prep, to be honest, always wash your hands and dry them, okay? So already that's cooking away nicely. Alright. Now, so then we're going to make the coconut sauce. We'll leave that there to cook for about, we need the chicken to cook, so we'll take about at least 8 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to start on the sauce over here. So you need to get yourself a blender. And this sauce is, I suppose it's a secret recipe I'm giving over to you, sharing it. Because it's so gorgeous. It's a go-to recipe. You can keep it in the fridge if you wish for at least 4 to 5 days if you'd like to use it again with another dish, etc. And by the way, you don't have to use chicken with this dish. You could just use lots of veg, or tofu as well would be a replacement of the protein, because chicken is pretty much just about protein for yourselves. So it's all about food combining, which you know I'm all about, with nutrients. So you have your complex carbs, your fiber, your protein and your essential fat, which this dish does to give you physical and mental health optimally, okay? Now, so just make sure your blender is off, because you don't want to to be splattered with a mad explosion. Has that ever happened to you, Kaz? Good. So to this we're going to add something called creamed coconut in its organic state, and there's a company called Biona that produces this. I love it because it actually has less salt than coconut milk in a can or coconut cream, and that's why I use it. The salt content is minimal compared to what you see in the milks, etc. Okay, so we're going to add about 2 tablespoons. Now if this doesn't break up in your blender, it doesn't matter, because it will reduce in your pot, okay? So don't be panicking, it's okay. So then we're going to add some garlic. So I have about 2 cloves of garlic. We have I call it a knob of ginger, a small piece of ginger which is peeled. And then we're going to use some coconut yogurt, which you know I love to use. And this sauce also is allergen free. I'm not using any dairy or gluten or nuts in this sauce. Coconut is not a nut, it's not classified as a nut, so it can be used, okay? And my friend Boots has come here to join us. I think he smells the chicken. Hi Boots, how are you? You well? You don't know what to do. Are you going to join us in our TV show? Yeah? Aww. I think he's going to wait for his meal. This is what happens with this type of back garden kitchen live recordings. So there you go. So we've got the coconut yogurt, which you can buy in your local independent health food store. And again, it doesn't contain any dairy. Now, And then we're going to use some salt and pepper. So I love to use the cracked black pepper, and I love to use Himalayan rock salt. Why do I like using Himalayan rock salt? Because it's pink. No, seriously. It's got the 88 trace elements known to man and woman, and it's actually from the glacier deposits in the Himalayas. Just give that a stir. It's coming along nicely. Just make sure the chicken is coated on all sides. Now, you don't want to see any pink. Like so. Now go back to my sauce, and so we have the garlic, the ginger, the salt and pepper, creamed coconut, coconut yogurt, and then we're going to add some nice true natural goodness organic raw coconut flakes. You could also use toasted coconut flakes here too. So just about a tablespoon, like so. And then we're going to add some fresh coriander. You don't have to use fresh coriander, you could use ground coriander too. So just a couple of pinches. And then this is where it gets really easy. I use a mild or medium curry powder, organic if you prefer. You can get this in your local independent health food store or food store, okay? So 2 tablespoons or tablespoon and a half, up to you. I like it a bit spicier, like so. And then we're just going to add some water, okay? So about 200 mils or so. It depends on what kind of blend you'd like, if you'd like it runny or creamier, okay? I'd like it kind of creamier, so I don't like to use too much sauce, but you'll see once it is added to the pot. Okay, and this is all going to break down. And then we turn it on and we blend for about hopefully 5 seconds. So that's a beautiful creamy sauce you can see there, and what a pretty color as well. So gorgeous. I love it. And smells amazing. I think all the neighbors will be over shortly. Does it smell good, Kaz? Yeah, great. Now then, just have a look at the chicken. That's all coated nicely there, so we're going to add the sauce to the chicken, like so. Make sure you get it all out. Now, and then we're going to add some veg. So this is what I usually call the leftover veg that you might have in your fridge. Just give this a stir. Alright, keep that on the medium heat. It might come to a boil and then you simmer. But in the meantime, we're going to add some veg. So look at this lovely colourful veg here, full of nutrients. We have butternut squash, which I've peeled and finely chopped. And then we have some sweet potato, some carrots. We've got broccoli, which we'll put in towards the end because that cooks quicker, okay? So we'll start with the butternut squash. Anything that's orange means it's a good source of vitamin C, okay? Always remember that. So that simply goes in like so. Make sure it all goes those in, and then we have sweet potato again. Now these, the sweet potato and butternut squash you can get in your local independent greengrocer. With vegetables, always ask your parents to help you, especially with chopping. With peeling, you should be able to do yourself. Butternut squash is a difficult vegetable to peel and cut, so always ask your parent to assist you with that one. Sweet potato you should be okay with peeling yourself, and then ask a parent to help you chop, because they're quite tough vegetables to cut. Okay, carrots are great because they're Irish and you should always try and buy your veg local and Irish if possible. It just means that usually they have more nutrients, okay, because they're coming locally from a local farm, etc. And it's important, obviously, during these times to support your local farmers, okay? And always try and buy Irish and support Irish. A good source of vitamin C. Give that a stir. Always when you're stirring with a pot like this especially, it will be hot, so always use the cloth on the side, okay? It's important. I don't want anyone burning themselves, so please be careful as always, okay? Thank you. So we're just going to let that simmer now for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then the veg will be all cooked. In the last 5 minutes you use the broccoli, okay, because this will cook really quickly. So we'll just come back to this in a minute, in about 15 minutes, okay? See you in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. So 15 minutes have passed. I'm just going to drop in the broccoli now. So these are broccoli florets. Again, it's an Irish vegetable grown here during this season, and a good source of calcium, magnesium, and also vitamin D too. So it's fantastic for bone health and muscle health, okay? So we're going to add the broccoli. Broccoli cooks very quickly, so just coat it. Gives a lovely green to the dish, like so. And then with this dish, we also like to call this a fakeaway, which means it's an alternative to picking up the phone or going to your local takeaway. You can do this at home yourself if you like curries, and it usually works out cheaper too and better for you. So I like to use rice with this dish. You can use white rice if you wish, but I prefer brown rice, so I love to use a short grain brown rice or a long grain brown rice. It just means that it has more nutrients, especially fiber, and it's very cleansing on the body as well. Brown rice actually attaches itself to any stagnancy within the digestive tract, so it removes any stagnancy, any bad bacteria, germs, etc. So it's a really good food to get cooking with, okay? And you can buy this in your independent health food store or food store. All right, so to cook this you need to use about 3 times the amount of water to the grain, okay? And then you bring it to the boil, and then you simmer for about 40 minutes. It does take longer to cook than your supermarket brands, but it's worth it for you and your health and energy, etc. Okay, so try and get involved with that. Once it's cooked, well, when I cook it, I like to use some veg stock, and it will look something like this. This is some I've made earlier. So we're just going to serve this up. When you use a veg stock, it just means there's a little bit more flavor to it rather than just the rice itself. Especially if you haven't had it for the first time, it's nice to use some veg stock or even a stock cube. All right. Now this is done. Just take it off the heat there. And look how gorgeous it is. What do you think, Kaz? Does it look good? Yeah? Thank you. And then simply we're going to just serve this into the bowl. Like so. So 2 ladles should be enough. Some chicken. Alright. Get some more veg. Make it look pretty. And then to this you can just add some chopped coriander. Like so. And then we just plate up. And if you'd like, I like to use some hemp seed just as a topping. You don't have to. What else is nice there is some coconut flakes like this. Looks really pretty. And just some hemp seeds. Now, does that look good, guys? I think so. So that's my Coconut Grove chicken curry with brown rice. I hope you like that. And we'll send on the recipe with this video. And get cooking and get involved in the kitchen with your parents. There's so much to learn. You'll have a great time. This recipe is for life. And share it. And take care of yourselves and stay safe. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.